Are you done yet, 137? Wait your turn, little tadpole. I'm only getting started.
What it is, guys? It is your boy Dylan. This is a different type of video than I usually do. But recently we have been seeing there's been a trailer for after the Destroy Humans 2 remake. The Meteor Strike trailer is hinting at Destroy Humans 2 possibly being remade. And you guys know how much Destroy Humans 2 means to me. So I got my friend Aaron here, who's also a big Destroy Humans 2 fan. And we're going to talk about Destroy Humans 2 and what we want it to be in the remake. Like all the new stuff that we think that should be added to make it way better. And also criticize on what was bad in the first remake that they could change for the second one to make it even better. So say hi, Aaron.
Hello.
I have put a list of a lot of stuff that we want to add, like a lot of stuff. We tried doing this video before, but there's an audio bug, so it's not good. The original time, it was flawless. It was fucking perfect. We had so many good ideas, but hopefully it'll still go good. But yeah, so Aaron, would you like to talk about Destroy Humans? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, so the first one I want to talk about is the multiplayer experience. 2-player. 2-player in Destroy Humans 2 was a big thing at that time. Like, a lot of games in PlayStation 2 barely had multiplayer. And a lot of people on the PlayStation 2, I remember, they were competitively like, alright, we gotta spice things up, we gotta add something new. Multiplayer is becoming a big thing for a lot of things, we gotta move in. Ratchet & Clank actually did the thing where they actually wanted to add something into Ratchet & Clank 3, up your arsenal. So, and they put multiplayer into it to try and do so. I don't specifically remember the thing, but they specifically wanted to add in a multiplayer thing to it. Destroy Humans 2 also did the same thing, but made it like not like an online play, but it was like a local 2-player. I always like that, and what I think they should do for this remake is that they should make it like an online multiplayer where you could either join a friend or join a random person online. Obviously having an option where you could select whether people can or can't join you. So, like, me and Aaron are planning, if once the game comes out, if we're able to still do 2-player and it works out this way, we're going to go through the whole game in like a 2-player fashion. We're just going to go through the game and just dick around and all that shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, we want like, we don't want it to be restricted to close instances, because in Destroy Humans 2, the original, what would happen is if you got too far away from each other, you'd be teleported back to where your person is, or the other guy would be flung towards you when they were doing something. It'd be so fucking annoying. The draw distance was so fucking close, like, you couldn't go like 6 feet away from each other. It was very, very annoying. It was also probably because of the low budget that they had for Destroy Humans 2 on the PS2, because the PS2 could only handle so much. Now that we have, like, PlayStation 5s and fucking Xbox Series X's, we're going to be able to handle that pretty well. And gaming PCs, too. So it's going to be... So they're definitely going to be able to do a lot more with that. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. What do you think about multiplayer?
Multiplayer, for me, is a necessity for this game. I love playing cooperative multiplayer games with like friends and stuff, and just thinking of like my favorite game of all time,
with the best friend who played this game as a child as well.
Yeah,
like that
and I get to finally play with my best friend, like online and stuff.
Yeah, this was actually this is like a childhood dream we had. Like, we always wanted to go over each other's house and play Destroy Humans 2 with each other on the PS2, like the original. And we never could do that because we were always busy, or we just forgot to even get someone's fucking number or even go over. And one of us either had only one controller, or the fucking thing was just destroyed and it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So this, if multiplayer does come back, that will be revolutionary for fucking both us and possibly other people that want multiplayer to play with friends on this if they also were big fans of the game when they were younger. Honestly, this would be a fucking huge thing, and I really hope they do consider putting multiplayer into it. I mean, they got to. It was a part of Destroy Humans 2. The first game, they remade it and brought literally everything back and just enhanced shit. So I'm sure they're going to add this in, but I hope it's like an online thing where you can invite and join other people.
They enhanced every element of the first remake.
Yeah.
Of the first game, they enhanced every element of it. So because multiplayer is a feature in the Destroy Humans 2,
yeah,
I think it is pretty likely and should be expected to see some form of quite enhanced multiplayer in there. It doesn't have to be server based. It can be based on player servers like Minecraft does, where you can just connect to someone's world with maybe a few people at the most.
Yeah, no, that would be actually kind of cool. I was thinking, like, you know how in the main menu, right? Like how in the first game, like when you're in the fucking mothership, you would go onto like a certain thing and it would bring you to like a certain part of the mothership. Like go to Poxmart, it would bring you here. It would show Pox there, telling you like the fucking upgrades and shit. It would be cool if they had like a separate loading screen for the multiplayer. And like you could like choose like if there was like they would add skins. Now that I actually think they should also add them. Like you could choose your skin of like if you want to be the 2-player or the original or whatever.
Or each player can use the that's like the custom skins that were in the remake.
Yeah,
the first remake.
Yeah, they could totally transfer the skins from. Actually, that'd be a cool idea. Yeah, no, they could transfer the Destroy Humans 1 bonus skins. Like if you were to pre-order the game, how you got like some things for free. If you were able to transfer that, if it's like you could transfer that shit, I would fucking love if you could transfer it, personally.
Yeah.
So like you could rock the fucking clown skin in Destroy Humans 2 and cause me.
Yeah, or Midas Touch.
Yeah. But the skin thing, it would be really cool if you could get like a skin that's like a Blisk skin. You just go and blow up as a Blisk. Or you could have like a hippie skin, like you have like this multicolored fucking rainbow outfit. Or like this kind of secret agent type thing, since it's like a James Bond space game, right? Like you're like
yeah.
So that would be kind of cool if like Crypto was in like a tailored suit with like sunglasses and like an earpiece.
Yeah, that'd actually be pretty fun.
Now the next part is they is actually kind of graphical enhance with the weapons, and specifically what I loved about Destroy Humans 2 and what really piqued my interest and brought me in. I want them to also add in all the old weapons that they had. I'm sure that's not going to be an issue. But I want specifically like to enhance the effects that the weapons give off. Because I remember in Destroy Humans 2 that the ion detonator, when you fired it, like just before actually we fire it, the weapons just would have this nice pulsating glow to it. Like these sparks would rain off the weapons. And like the ion detonators would coil with fucking, I can say it was like a piston going back and forth. It was so unique to see how these weapons worked and everything. And the fucking what the weapons actually did was what brought me in. I fucking would fire the ion detonator, and when it exploded, it wasn't like this gooey gelatin substance like in the first remake, how it made it like very wobbly when it detonates and just vaporizes. I loved how when it would actually go off, it would be like a kind of like a solid flaming matter that would vaporize anything it touched. Along with that, it would rain white sparkles down. Like I always loved the small, beautiful little details that they had for the second game. Honestly, like that, I'd literally say Destroy Humans 2 had the most beautiful fucking effects of any game at that time.
Yeah.
Because like it really had so much fucking good stuff put into that game. And I can't wait to see the remake of the second game. I really hope they look into the second game's graphics, because you barely even saw that in the first game. In the second game, they really brought in a bunch of color and effects to the weapons.
Yeah, we want that to stay the same.
And back to
just enhanced.
yeah, And back to the detonator, I always loved how when it went off, it would actually fucking vaporize the target and make them turn to red dust, not red dust, blue dust, and they just fucking depart into the wind.
Yeah,
Into
the wind would literally just take them away.
Yeah, and same thing with the disintegrator ray. It would do the same thing, and it would just fire and it just light them ablaze, and just all they are is just a skeleton until they turn into ash and go.
It's like a more intense version of the disintegrator ray because it just instantaneously vaporizes even the air, as you said, or whatever, because like the particles would just be in the air when you just fire it. It vaporizes them literally just to the bone till there's nothing left. Even then, the bone is dust.
Yeah.
And it starts flying away.
Then there was like then there was the actually I kind of wanted to the dislocator. There is like I remember I actually put up an image right now of the dislocator. Had this like little purple like kind of gemstone-ish look, or like liquid look to it, and it would pulsate kind of like like, you know how like people like it's gonna be a weird analogy, but you know how people in like McDonald's make those like milkshakes and it has those swirls in the middle? I always liked how in the fucking beta version of the I keep saying disintegrator, the dislocator, it would have the swirl effect, and it would like pulse out kind of like a sonar effect. I always liked how it did that on the disc, and then the back of it would just fucking gleam and sparkle. So yeah, I really want them to add more graphical details to the weapons and not just enhance its look. That's a good thing too, but I want them to do more characteristics to it.
Keeping the same effects, but like extending them a little more, possibly in some areas.
Now, another part of this, another epic thing, is just to spice things up a bit, is if they added a new weapon, a totally new weapon that we've never seen before, either for the saucer or the or for your actual ground combat with crypto. I would love if they add like it's kind of like not like the black hole gun or anything, but some they can make it up, something completely different, as long as it's not game breaking and fucking totally fucking destructive to the point where it's like the game's literally impossible to fail.
Yeah.
So if they want to add a new gun, that's completely fine. Just don't make it too overpowered. Make it at least fun to play with. And more things to do in Body Snatch. This is a big one. I personally loved the fucking Body Snatch. Fucking the whole idea of like you just take over their body. But there's so much fucking failed potential in the second game that they could have added. Again, they didn't have much stuff, but they could totally have added it in. They could totally add it in the remake. They couldn't do anything on the PS2. So in this one, they could totally add these things. What would be pretty revolutionary for me would be if they added a jump mechanic, because in the first and second game, there was no jump mechanic whatsoever. Then the second thing is, if you were to snatch a soldier, you could actually use their weapons while in Body Snatch. Now, I personally think this would be that big, but at the same time, like, I think it would be pretty cool, because some weapons that, like, specifically the cosmonauts and the rocket launchers that people would carry were just so devastating, and I'd love to actually be able to use it against their own people.
Yeah.
Like it's an alien. Like he has abilities. He has PK. He could probably pick up the gun and use it himself. Why can't he use it if he's in the body? Like he can use alien weapons. Why not normal guns? So I think it'd be pretty cool if he were like to take over a cosmonaut and like use their their laser weapons on him. I think that'd be pretty cool. But
That'd be sick.
But the thing that would make this fucking outstandingly fucking cool. I remember specifically on Solaris, the rocket launchers they had were kind of like the surface-to-air missile tanks. How it would lock onto you and trace your every move, and once it hits, you're practically fucking you're either dead or you have a pube hair of health left. You're left on 1 HP, and you gotta run for dear life. And if you were to use Protect on one of them, and it were to shoot another guard, or were able to shoot a tank, it would literally fucking either blow it up, or just kill it completely. It really destroyed almost everything it touched, and it'd be really cool if you could use it. Obviously not spam it, because that would be way too overpowered. Obviously, like, have a small cooldown with the weapon, and just be able to fire it and lock on and just blow stuff up. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I personally loved fucking around with the protectability and just causing a small mini war between the soldiers and and the fucking community in Bay City. Mostly Bay City. I really went through all the places and used it. But fucking, it'd be pretty cool that you could use it and not only get more than one person. Like, I think it would be cool if you could get like 2 to 3 people on your side, right? But also,
Yeah.
I think it'd be epic if you could get a tank to protect you. Now,
Yeah.
this is gonna combine into what I'm gonna say about a later thing, but I think it should be a type of thing where you don't unlock it automatically, but it's kind of like a thing where you unlock at Albion, because that's when fucking escort missions start, and escort missions are really, really fucking annoying. Because I know a lot of people hate escort missions. I personally like them. I thought that was really fun. But in a way, so they don't have to just totally remove every one of the escort missions. I would love if they were to add in a thing where you could actually get the tank, like a gene blend, where you could get an ability to up the protectability so it could work on tanks. And you could then get it to help escort you through the place and blow up the shit around you to help defend. I think that would be an awesome thing. It would just keep doing, like, fucking, keep coming around, doing its rounds, blowing up fucking KGB, soldiers, whatever.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool to have, like, a tank on your side. Or, I think Aaron, the other day, was telling me an idea where you could actually, like, you could actually take control of one of the tanks, kind of like a body snatch thing. Like, you could take control of the tank and just use it to your own ability.
Sort of hijack the controls of the tank.
Yeah, kind of like body snatch, and you could use it for any one of the tanks too. Like I remember there's this bug with the Sam Site's AI. I was in Tunguska, and you know that little village where a bunch of the infected humans were just running around causing chaos. I got red alert level and I got into this fucking soldier skin. And the bug was that the SAM site actually would actually attack ground targets. So it looked at this one fucking affected human running around, just fucking smacking the tank. And the tank just looked down at it and fired its 3 rockets and just fucking destroyed the ever-living shit out of him and sent him flying across the map. Like, the Ragdoll Physics went ballistic, but my god. And right after it did it, it just went back to normal. It stopped being buggy, and it just went back to its original fucking surge. Like, I would love if...
Sorry about that. That wasn't supposed to happen anyways.
Sorry. I hope no one saw that. I would love to be able to use that to your own ability, and you just, like, drive up into Takoshima. There's the military base. I'd love if you would just get into one of those tanks and just aim at, like, one of the fucking... Just a huge group of them, just fire that shit and just vaporize it. I think that would be fucking awesome. Alright. Now, the next one, we both are gonna want this. New missions. Hopefully planned new missions that were scrapped from the original game. We all love to show humans. Then for me, I always actually, normally I don't like doing story missions, but Show Humans 2 was totally different for me. Like, doing, like, the fucking story missions were actually fun things to do. You could just dick around, do stupid shit.
Yeah.
And it always gave, like, fucking... I'm just upset that there wasn't enough, because that was the, like, one upsetting feature about the actual storyline, is that there's not enough missions for me. I always ran through the game too quickly. I want more missions to do, and maybe more side objectives. Kind of like how they did in the first game, Remake. They had
in mission side objectives.
Yeah, so like you'd have the in the first game there would be like you could on the first mission on the second on the remake of the first game you would be able to kill the farmer's wife with a chicken and it would count for a side objective. You just find some obscure way to kill someone. I thought that'd be fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, and you'd still be able to lock skins that way. I think that's the
Yeah.
best way to unlock skins.
Yeah. Yeah, that would totally help get the skin factor up. And also, kind of with the skin thing, don't make it where you unlock the Blisk skin early. Make sure you like have it so like you unlock it like at the Tunguska area where you actually meet the Blisk first, so it's not a spoiler to like some of the new players playing.
Oh yeah.
Because not a lot of the people know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. So if there's any new people coming in to Destroy Humans, Destroy Humans 2, once that the remake drops, you're in for a fucking treat. It was.
Yeah.
It's really good. But yeah, so new missions. I really hope they add like possibly new odd jobs to like some of the areas that didn't have a lot of missions. Possibly more Arc Voodoo cults, because Arc Voodoo cult missions were, some of them were annoying, yeah, but some of them were also fun at the same time.
Mm.
Like Solaris only had one odd job and a few story missions. Tunguska really didn't have it did have a lot, but there's like pretty scarce, to be honest. The missions are pretty scarce. Once you did it, they're really gone. Then you'd have to keep coming back to get the other missions once you do one. So yeah, it'd be pretty cool if they added something for like more Solaris missions, because Solaris didn't have that many missions to do. I mean, granted, it's on the moon, but at the same time, like, I'm sure there was some shit that a cosmonaut's going through that you could easily ruin their lives for. That was some of the mission names. Like, there was either assassination missions or there was a ruined lives mission. Like, you scan their minds and try to do something that'll fuck up their life. Those missions were pretty fucking goofy and fun, and that was what made Destroy Humans 2 gave it its charm. It was totally goofy, and it was fucking. And you would never get bored at doing the stupid shit. It would always want you to play more of it. It would always get you to play more. So if they do end up remaking that, I really hope they add in that. They add in like new missions, specifically odd jobs of like that nature. And assassination missions were really fun for me because I'm the type of kid that wanted to go and destroy things, considering it's a game about destruction. I always liked an easy mission where you just get this target, go in guns blazing, or you have to strategize your takedown, or just make it a completely unique kill overall. Because I would always find out this like way to do this, right? There was one mission in particular in fucking Albion, and then there was one in the later mission in Bay City. Two of them actually in Bay City. There was in Albion. There was you would do a mission for a KGB agent up at the embassy, and what would happen is you would start talking to him and said that there's this guy in Canal Side. You got to take him out. He's guarded by a lot of fucking people. If you manage to get past him, it'll be worth your while. You once you end up going up and taking him out, as you like, but there's like a bunch of AA guns surrounding him. There's EMP bombs there, and there's a bunch of I'm pretty sure like there's a bunch of military and secret agents guarding him. I honestly would love to have more missions like that, and you could like have some unique things. Because I used to always either get into a body of something, or just use protect on everyone and just have them start a mini war between each other and just attack the target. Or I just overall bring the red alert level and just get like a big group of people together and just make it a huge, just a giant fucking wave of destruction. Like as soon as this mission wasn't prone to that, but when in Bay City, there was one where you know the mission where you when there's like this snitch hippie that snitched out a bunch of the hippies to the police and got them arrested. It was actually connected to the Voodoo cult mission that got some of the people arrested when you're trying to guard the tents. I'm pretty sure it was connected to that, and how the snitch told them their locations and they got him arrested, and now all the hippies want him dead, and your goal is to actually kill him. but the cops and all the soldiers are actually trying to guard him. I used to do this kind of thing where like I would bring over to Red and get a bunch of tanks and stuff just to guard him, and then once I got everything into a small secluded place, I'd blow the shit up and make a huge fucking massacre at that area.
Yeah.
Like I'd make the fucking mission so unique, like everything just fucking. I made every death fucking special. I made sure every moment of that game was fucking put to good use. I always said a lot of good moments on that game, and it's really, I don't even consider it wasted. It was time well spent.
There has to be the same amount of mission freedom.
Oh yeah, big time.
And stuff in it, because otherwise it'll just feel more restrictive. So I think the developers are just gonna have to do a lot of testing to see.
Yeah, they need mission freedom in this game. Like that was one of the perks to this game. It was always you could always do whatever the fuck you wanted. You could get your own special kill. You could find some weird ass way to fucking beat the game, or just find some cool shit.
There's not like 17 ways that you could mission fail like GTA. It's usually like 1 or 2 ways you can mission fail, which is good.
Yeah, most likely it would be like a time thing if you run out of time, or like he end up like alerting someone. Yeah, stuff like that. Now this one's gonna be more of a graphical upgrade detail. In the beta version of Destroy Humans, there was actually like a lot of banners spewing up across the streets, and there was a bunch of magazines with actual detail on the magazine poster boxes. Right in the like beginning area, like there is like more detail on like the actual stage in the park. For Blongwater had more detail on the fucking poster on the fucking giant stage. Like just really everything popped really in the beta version.
Yeah.
Like all the details on the buildings and stuff. I really hope they end up adding in like the beta, like getting a look at the beta and adding in all the stuff that they didn't add, like all the missing stuff that they didn't put in.
Yeah, that is an element that I would want too, but I wouldn't be mad if they go full finished like game, if they just target the full finished game, because that
I wouldn't be mad at that either. But like it would be cool to have some graphical new enhancements to it. Like I would not have no issue with that. I have no problem with it.
I would just be worried that they would influence too much art direction. Because if they do that to one stage, are they just gonna do their own thing on other stages? Like, I want it to be pure and not like stick to something, so then you get consistency. And that sort of thing, because like the look at Destroy All Humans 2 on its own is still really, really good. The art direction, I love it.
Yeah,
it's not too cartoony, it's not too ultra realistic. Yeah, but it's not cartoony at all.
Another thing about like the Destroy Humans details is they did not have an issue with this in the first game remake, but they should always keep the old school models in mind. They should not make new characters at all. I feel like the game was already perfect as it is. All they really need to do is just like graphically enhance it, make it more realistic. Like the tanks were fucking perfect. The fucking soldiers were fucking flawless. Every fucking characteristic about them were fucking good. They fit the fucking genre they were in, and they just did their job. And everything like that. The hippies, they were that funny comical thing. They were actually like hippies. They were very fucking calm-minded. Just fucking overall fucking high. Didn't know what the fuck was happening. The people there were like obviously like, oh, government issue, political thing here, Nixon, whatever. Like whatever's going on at that time. So everything about it was pretty cool. They should just keep everything. Everything about it just fit the genre they were placed in. Like the people in Albion, like their styles fit. The Russian, the people in Tunguska really had that urban feel to it.
Yeah, they're all dreary and urban. Yeah, that dreary feeling of Tunguska has to feel so dark and dreary.
It has to have that scary look to it.
That place feels depressing and dreary and
creepy,
and
very creepy.
Creepy, yes. Especially later on, we'll talk about
Yeah, that we
up in
got
the
that
mountain.
down in the line. I know what Aaron's talking about and who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, like they need to keep all that in. Like the soldier, like honestly, perfectly. I'm about to fucking start simping over the characters right now, but like the characters look fucking beautiful. Like they do not need to change it at all. Like they were all they need is up graphical enhancements. Like maybe make their faces look more realistic. Don't fuck it up like the original fucking trailer for
Yeah,
True
make
Humans
them look
1, like they did with the
literally.
Majestic agents. Don't make it look like a clown.
I just want to see. It's sort of like you see those like AI upscaled like really low resolution images.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that. It just resolves more detail and just smooths out the model, makes it look more natural. Because they Destroy Humans, they never intentionally did exaggerated features on their characters. They were always perfect, like human, like a character I'd see in Half-Life. Like
Yeah.
they didn't go too unrealistic, and I want them to keep the same models. Me personally, about like the models and stuff, sometimes to me it would be a little jarring seeing like three of the same people in like the same area. So maybe they could add like clothing types, like just like a few, like maybe. I don't know. I don't know if they can do that well, but if they, I feel like if they added clothing differences to some characters,
Yeah. I
could
could
make
see
it
that.
look a little bit more.
Well, that's the thing. They actually did have
more
that.
dense.
Well,
But
that's
not
the thing.
really.
They actually had that. In Bay City, there was like, you know that the hippie with the long hair.
Yeah.
There was two versions of him, and there was kind of the same thing, like with the guy with the poofy fucking orange hair. There was one of them that had the fucking that was actually African American, and then there was the one that was actually white with the orange hair. Then there
Yeah.
was the guy with the long hair. There was like one with a darkish skin tone, kind of like he has a tan. And then the other guy is like kind of like the orange guy, how he has like bright colors on him and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the hippie chicks had had the same look but different dresses.
Hmm.
So like I'm pretty sure they could. I'm completely fine with that. And I'm pretty
It's
sure in
just-
Albion they had the same thing.
The thing is, if I remember right, the hippies with the afros, they, I think they had the same exact like clothing on them though.
Oh, like you just
Didn't-
want them to have
didn't they
different
have very-
colored stuff.
Yeah, because like when I look at it, all I see is skin tone change and hair tone change. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
if they
I could
just
see
were,
that.
if they just if just one of them had slightly different clothing, I think it would just add a lot to it, make it
Yeah.
feel lot more distinct. Because not all hippies with afros wear the same outfit,
Yeah.
exact outfit.
Um. So yeah, on the topic of fucking models in mind, and fucking making them more realistic and fixed and everything. So there were some fucking bugs in the game with some of the enemies. Specifically in Bay City, the soldier, the sergeant, the guy with the green beret. He had this bug where you could scan him and he'd talk, but like if you were actually to confront him in game, he would be mute. Every other soldier would like threaten you, insult you and shit, but he would stay completely quiet. Like I don't want like I remember they added in the first remake that they had him like the actual like a sergeant in the platoon once it jumped out the trucks. I don't want them to, I mean they can add in like that there's like new like army outfits. That would be kind of fucking cool. I'd like new army outfits because of course people would have like different looks on them. But like I want it so like their voices are obviously the same. It would ruin the game if they had like different voices for it.
Yeah.
But I want it to like they could actually like give him like the sergeant this fucking voice. I don't know if they like originally had like a new voice planned for him and that's why his thing was scrapped and they just forgot to add a new voice to it, or they just forgot to put in the voice for him of the other soldiers.
Yeah.
Because when you scan him, he sounds just like the other ones, but I don't know if it was like just a bug or not. So.
Yeah. I don't. To me, I feel like Bay City might have had a lot more beta missions that were cut because
Oh
I think
yeah.
the developers realized they had to move on to other areas.
Yeah. Now that's what I'm
Because
actually
I
hyped
don't know.
for.
Yeah,
That's
Bay City was definitely the place where like there was a lot of like testing and stuff of what they want to do with like mission structures and stuff.
yeah. Saying
Definitely. So I could imagine a lot of like things that were going to happen that they probably just didn't have time for and had to make like a concession of
yeah. It's
like
like
which route to take.
yeah. A lot of because that was actually a big thing. I'm actually gonna get into that in a sec. They gave a lot more detail into Bay City than they did like literally every other place. And like I could totally see like everywhere from Bay City to Takoshima and Albion included, they all of them like had a lot more detail compared to the rest. So and like I remember I seeing a lot of pictures on the beta version of them. So you obviously know that they were working something on there. So we're probably gonna see a lot more new missions for those three places.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see how those will turn out and what they are about.
Yeah. If those missions fit and they don't interfere with like any story or any it doesn't introduce any plot holes or
Yeah.
anything, and they're able to do it with the same voice actors and everything that were intended, then I don't see an issue with adding it as long as
Yeah.
the developers on the remake Black Forest games have enough time and resources to do that, um, while making the whole game as a whole complete and polished.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in Bay City. They wasted a lot of their time. Like they probably used a lot of their time on Bay City because there's so much more fucking quotes and stuff in Bay City than there was everything else. Like there's like
Yeah.
thousands upon thousands of quotes in Bay City when compared to fucking Takushima. There's like a few hundred quotes, and they'd always repeat and like, yeah, you said this already. Where in Bay City, you rarely fucking hear that. You rarely get that feeling.
Yeah.
Like they really put a lot of effort into Bay City. Like, wait, we have time. We're on a schedule. We got to move on to the new shit. Because if we waste too much on this time, the game's not gonna be done in time. Like we got to move on. So there's definitely gonna be a lot of new stuff coming to Bay City. That's for fucking sure. That's a fact.
Yeah. I wonder if the reason why there's so much more dialogue in particular in Bay City is
Yeah.
because like if I'm just thinking about this, when they're making like the beta of the game, like they're just building random missions, they're testing out things, I wouldn't be surprised if they're getting all the voice actors ready and they're voicing these beta missions and stuff, like just lines and stuff. And so they have a bunch of extra lines for characters in Bay City. I bet they just used them, something like that. They just went and utilized like a bunch of lines that they had because they had so much more from the beta.
But yeah, no, I completely agree. Now, weather and time zones.
Yes.
I would love to have it so like it would kind of like how GTA has like the fucking day and night cycles, and not like a mission specific scripted event where it would go night and day. I want it to be like if you were to sit there long enough, it would go from daytime to nighttime, and then to like early morning, or if you wait long enough, it starts to rain or snow depending where you're at,
Yeah.
or what time of year it is for you. Because if like for you, if it's like winter, it would fucking in Bay City it'd be snowing. Imagine Albion with actually a fucking sunny day. Imagine how beautiful that would look, and not all murky and damp and fucking decrepit. I'd love
Yeah.
to have it look fucking.
It would
nice
just
looking.
have like a haze to it, and that's all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess it would ruin the style of the place, like, but at the same time, like, we want to have it look really good.
I think
So I think it's.
I
worth
think they're
doing it.
I think they're going to have to keep mission specific times. So most missions say not side missions, I would say, but like most main missions are going to have to stick to the original game's time because that is the intended tone that the original developers wanted. Like
Oh, yeah, of
say,
course.
like could you imagine being in Tunguska and you're meeting the enemy, let's just say that,
Yeah.
and they're walking up on you on a bright, sunny, snowy day. That would ruin the tone for me. It
Well,
needs to be dark,
oh yeah,
dreary, and decrepit.
yeah. No, well, that's the thing. Tunguska really actually wouldn't really have sunny days. I mean, to be honest, I don't think a blizzard or like a snowstorm would actually be that bad for that tone.
I wouldn't
Because
mind a blizzard.
Because Tunguska is already a fucking snowy mountain-ish area anyway, so the snow would.
Could you blizzard-like weather, like Red Dead or something?
Oh,
How they
I
do,
just
like,
thought of
blizzard
something.
Weather. Ooh.
Yeah, so you know how up in the we're actually just gonna say it because they're actually on the next fucking thing we want. The Blisk base, how it has a huge fog of radiation around it. I'd love to see if they manage to like make the snow look a little bit more different when you're up there. Like if it changes the snow a bit. But yeah, no, I don't think the snow would really ruin the vibe of the Blisk's encounter at all. I really don't think they would ruin
Yeah, and if anything, reducing the visibility as long as it's still dark.
Yeah.
Would, like, it might help it. As long as like it's not so invisible where like they like look over, you can barely see anything over there like completely at all. If you see the big silhouette with the weird arm and like then
I feel they should fucking add in a feature where it actually is more murky and foggy in Tunguska to add more of that creepy horror effect. Because Tunguska was a very creepy spot, was a very scary place if you were like a little kid and you just like saw that these fucking giant aliens just come out of this crashed warship in the mountain.
Could
that was
you imagine
originally supposed to be a meteor that crashed, but no, it's a whole fucking alien race that's about to fucking eat you alive.
That was a cover-up story, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if there was like a low-hang, like a fog that has like a level to it? It's like a low-hanging fog. Like if they could pull that off, like sometimes on a dynamic weather system, obviously, that would look really cool and really, that'd be just sick. Same thing with Albion. That would look good. Low-hanging fog because of how wet it is there sometimes. And also thunderstorms should be common in Albion.
Yes, thunderstorms I think would be pretty fucking cool there.
Yeah. Just thinking about just like walking around and just lightning, just like going everywhere.
Just imagine all the fucking amazing. Just imagine all the nice, beautiful visual details of Takoshima and the fucking newy detailed fucking game, the fucking remake. Like imagine how beautiful those rose petals from the trees will look like from the cherry blossoms.
Yes.
The fucking
they
sun
have to
rays.
put flowers on those trees.
The sun rays just peering through the fucking trees.
Ooh,
all the
the
shadows
water
effect.
like if you actually pay attention to the water, like go to the shore and like some of like the levels that have more water in it, it looks really good. Like the waves.
Yeah.
They did
awesome.
They did so well with like the graphics of like the ground, how like realistic and bumpy it is and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're so good at that like parallax, like 3D depth kind of stuff. I would not be surprised if they do like the snow thing where like the snow is moldable basically.
Yeah.
In like Tunguska.
And
also I want to see a little bit of light snowing effects in some other areas, so you can get rarely you can get like a little bit of snow on the ground.
Well, yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, I wanted to kind of like a seasonal thing where like, if it's like on Halloween, it looks like Bay City would be a bit chilly and there'd be like Halloween decorations up.
Do Halloween events, yeah.
Yeah, and then there would be a thing where like for Christmas it would be snowing and there'd be like Christmas decorations on the houses and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, just imagine, like, I'm still imagining like all the details that they'd put on like all the graphical enhancements that they do, like the houses in Bay City, like the rainbow fucking houses, and the fucking spray paint on the side of the houses on the brick.
Yeah, how vibrant those are actually gonna look.
Then now the graphical enhancements for the Blisk, I'm excited to see. I hope they do not cartoon the fuck out of them. I want them to have that
Yes.
creepy horror look
Those
to them.
things need to look disgustingly, realistically grotesque.
Yes.
Like, those things are supposed to be weird.
Like, back to the model thing. Don't ruin their models.
Yes.
That is important.
No monkey ears. No
Yeah.
no farmer farmer
No Farmer
like
Dixon on Side City Road.
like okay. Yeah, like okay. Farmer Dixon looked like he got ran over on the side of the road. He looked so different. Like in the original, the farmer
Yeah.
in the first game, he looked like a farmer. This is something I got into with like the art yesterday with Dylan. He looked like completely normal in the regular game, like a farmer. It's
Yeah.
but the problem I have with the art style is like what they did with the art style is it felt like they took the approach that they took. I feel like they took the approach that the characters are the humans are basically like the humans are stupid and the Furons are smart,
Yeah.
when in reality the humans, they're just humans and the aliens are really intelligent.
Yeah.
At least that's what I feel like the art style was pushing for with
Yeah.
with the original game. It just felt like here's some aliens who are extremely confident about their intelligence and are disgusted by humans.
Yeah.
And they're evil, sadistic aliens. And that's why I like the tone of the first game as well.
Yeah.
Just because how like I understand they went for like I feel like with the remake they went more on the B movie, like weird wacky alien stuff. That's not really what Destroy Humans is all about.
Yeah.
It's because like if you look at the promotional art for the original game and everything, he looks like angry and like intent.
We
Whenever
want.
he's like just that image. I don't think you have it on you like right away, but like that image of him floating in the air with like using his psychokinesis with people all around him.
Yeah.
That is like intense, like dark, and I want them to keep that tone and of creepiness.
Yeah, that's Crypto's characteristic. Like, fucking, I really don't hate the I kind of hate the cartoony feel to the game that they added. I mean, I like the graphical enhancements, but like, I want it to look more like how it did. Like, it was more like fucking fast-paced destruction. Like, yeah, the goofiness in the second game is very popular in Bay City, but then once you go through Albion, you meet the first infected human. It then gets darker and darker and darker until you find out the Blisk. They ended up fucking meeting the KGB, and this is actually connected to what you were talking about in Tuguska, who was hiding. You end up finding out that that there's more than just one type of Blisk that's just roaming around the area. So apparently, according to the lore, Blisk will learn people's voices and shit.
Yeah.
So they can actually learn to communicate, and that's how the KGB befriended them, and why Milenkov is working with the Blisk, and why he's the mastermind behind all of it. They talked to Milenkov. Milenkov thought it'd be a great idea to help him out. It could help revolutionize them.
Yes, revolution.
And that's the whole fucking premise about it. Like, Revelade was practically was fumigating everyone. And Crypto unknowingly then runs into finding out, what, these guys look familiar. Then they end up running into everything. And then, like, again, the creepy side effect, the Yetis, or the White Blisk Warriors, when you'd actually run into them after doing the first mission, hunting one of them down, you'd actually hear wolves howling around you. And that's a sign that one of them's close by. So one of them actually took the wild approach and actually went hunting wild animals and learned how to howl like an animal. So they learn animal noises as well. So they'd also probably communicate with animals as well. So they'd probably befriend animals. If they end up they ended up adding like attack dogs, I know they probably aren't going to do that. They were originally going to do that into the second game. I won't be upset if they don't. I won't be upset if they don't add it. But like, if they were to, I think that'd be a cool thing where like the Blisk would make fucking animal noises, like the Yetis would make animal noises at you, and then like, and obviously it would still have its normal speaking voice, but also like growl like a fucking wolf at you. That'd be cool.
Kind of reminds me of the Covenant, how they would howl. It's just their war cry, kind of. I don't know. It became, and maybe for the Blisk, for that the Yeti, it became his war cry or whatever because he learned it from the wolves or something like that.
I always thought it was when I was younger. I always found out that wolf howling with the creepy, eerie sound of music was so creepy. I fucking hated it. It used to always give me goosebumps and chills just going over a mountain and you just see him fade into frame, just slowly walking in the snow.
I love how isolated Tunguska feels sometimes. Sometimes it feels like a fucking desert wasteland. Sometimes.
Dude, it really is. Like
how alone you feel.
And it just adds like you just feel like you're being watched. You turn around and boom, there's a Yeti right in the forest right next to you.
Yeah.
Like it's so creepy. I
Could you imagine? Could you imagine like walking through the fucking snow, having a hard time because the snow is so deep and Crypto's so short, and like it's a fucking blizzard, and you're hearing like howls in the distance, and then you start seeing something come towards you,
like it's a trap or something. That'd be awesome.
Like you turn around and you just hear, and then like it just comes closer.
And the closer it gets, the more fucking crazy and fucking demonic the fucking howls get.
And you barely can make out what's running towards you, but you can tell it's big, and that'll scare the fuck out of you.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like honestly, I feel they should make it like a thing where like if you're like alone isolated for a long time, like there's a specific part when you spawn in Tunguska for the first time. If you turn around, that road, no one drives on that road. No one ever drives on that road. It's a completely desolate road, and that's where most Yetis are. If you follow that road, that's where most of the Yetis are going to be on the map.
Yeah.
And funny fact, if you go right to the left once you spawn, there's that little cabin, and there's people sitting outside their house just talking to each other. If they were to look outside of right behind their house, they'd see there's a Yeti just walking there, stalking them. I would love if you were to stay in this isolated area for a long time, the Yetis would actually stalk you. They'd slowly hunt you like a prey, like prey.
So say if you're not even necessarily in like the exact spawning location of the Yeti, they will slowly make their way
to you.
Behind, to you, but mostly probably from behind, stalking you.
Yeah. So if like you're in a quiet area, like no one's around, if you put your controller down, you're eventually gonna get killed by one of them. They're gonna find where you are and they're gonna fucking kill you. Obviously stealthily. Like it's gonna be like a kind of like a horror game where like you don't know where the killer is and boom.
And it's just something you can go in the mountains and do. Like it's not the game isn't like a horror game, but like you could go in the mountain and have like a high adrenaline moment like that.
Yeah, I did. I love that. I honestly think I wouldn't be a bad approach for the show humans. Like aliens are totally fucking creepy to most people. Like aliens could have some terrifying fucking shit to them. I would not be surprised if a Blisk fucking would actually use fucking voices and stuff to mimic in people and shit like that, and like set up traps. That'd be cool.
There could be in the future like a small size like side game or something like that, where it's basically just like Crypto does goes somewhere and it's like it basically is a horror environment and he's got to kill things and stuff, and it's got like that horror element. Like heavy horror.
Dude, I love that.
That could fit with the Destroy All Humans. Besides the humor, I think at the end of the day,
the humor is what makes it good.
the humor is the biggest. Is like one of the biggest elements of Destroy All Humans.
Yeah, honestly,
and the fact that it's fucking aliens making jokes, funny ass jokes like that. It's literally aliens.
Yeah, like bro, you like. Your fucking alien boss gets blown up, and all you can do is rip that he's crippled practically from the head down. And that's all you do is you just start roasting him every time you get. And then you get back, it's like, all right, I'm off to go and take out so-and-so. It's a serious tone now. It was nice talking to you. We'll be back to make fun of you again in a minute. I love that. Like, they had so many good jokes in there. The jokes still live up to this day. Like, they're still so good. It's a classic.
Yeah, they're like classic.
Yeah.
They're not like stuck in time, which is kind of funny because the game is based off of a time period.
Yeah. Yes. Honestly,
so,
I'm pretty sure the fucking, I really hope Pandemic Studios, like, before their shit shut down, they look back at the games like, man, we really did something with this game. This was really revolutionary. Because it really was. Like, this game was...
Yeah.
They did so well on it. For such a low-budget game that was so underrated, they did fucking literally everything fucking right.
They did it so well for such a small team and such a small budget and time.
I just wish they didn't go out of fucking... They didn't go bankrupt or whatever. That fucking shit would have been so good. They could have made new games and shit.
Yeah.
Alright, now back to the Blisk thing. Secret Blisk Easter eggs. Kind of like you said about like the stalking prey, that could be a cool Easter egg. But I was thinking kind of like how like we said like we'd have a secret skin. I imagine like there's like a Blisk that would actually have a different skin tone than the other ones. You know, like Milenkov's transformation would have its red outer shell, like obviously it's the leader of the group. And then fucking the normal Blisk would have its dark olive drab coloration to it. And then there would be the Yetis with the white, which is the white Blisk Warriors, one of the strongest ones on their team. And then I'd imagine there could be the secret, like super rare one, where like it would be a normal Blisk Warrior, but their shells are like a dark galaxy blue. Kind of because there's real life lobsters. It says you take after lobsters. They all take after lobsters. They even make fun of themselves if you light them on fire. They call them deep fried lobster tail. They literally start screaming.
The creepy ass fucking creatures are like screaming funny things, which is even more hilarious.
Yeah, and fucking like I'd love to see if there was like, since they take after lobsters, there'd be like this blue lobster because there's a real lobster that's actually extremely rare. This blue lobster. Like normally you'd have you'd have like sometimes gray, red, orange. Then there's blue. Like the fuck, that's cool. So I'd be pretty cool if they'd have like a secret skinned Blisk running around.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that last thing with the Blisk?
Oh yeah. What other Easter eggs do you think would be good for that? I feel like this kind of the skin thing was really all I could think of, and also like the stalking its prey.
There was just a mission-specific one that you were talking about, to me yesterday with Milenkov at the...
Oh, yeah, no, that was actually the next question. You just let me get to it, god damn it.
okay, I thought you were done with Blisk.
Yeah, no, the Milenkov rising Blisk into battle, as, like, I remember Milenkov would do this battle, this attack during the fight where he'd actually punch the ground and shake the ground. I feel it would be cool because after you blow up the Blisk base, Milenkov like transforms and starts attacking you, right? I would love to see if Milenkov, once he does that ground-shattering earthquake punch, whatever the fuck, punches the ground, and he raises Blisk out from the rebel to come and help fight, like come fend off, like any like white Blisk warriors. Because I remember in Solaris they never had white Blisk warriors, and it was kind of upsetting. Yeah. They're like the strongest things. Like they should have had their strongest warriors at the main base. So I feel like they'd summon like infected humans and all that shit into the battle and make it way more fast paced. Because the final boss you'd expect to be the worst boss, right? And he really wasn't that strong compared to Kujira. And we're gonna get back into her in a later.
He had some cool moves, but like he was not.
He was not that strong.
He was a little anticlimactic, kind of like the first game's last boss was kind of anticlimactic.
until the remake came out and changed that. Holy fuck. was
Yeah,
that
okay.
annoying.
The remake made her abilities really cool, but let's be honest,
Holy
at the same
shit.
time, as a narrative thing,
Just fuck
it not
Robo-Prez,
ending at a
man.
giant mech,
Fuck
kinda.
Robo-Prez.
It not, but just the concept of fighting a giant mech is
Yeah.
not anticlimactic. I guess they made it like slightly better because I think it was all in one thing where like you just go and fight her after. So they made it better. It was like a phase, wasn't it? But not really. But it was like, I don't know. But yeah, adding little neat things like that to boss fights and stuff, without making them too overly hard. Just basically balancing missions and boss fights that were either too easy or too hard. And places like Base City, where like some of the missions they would be considered like really easy. That's because it's sort of the Strong Humans took a natural progression to difficulty.
Yeah.
That traditional way.
Yeah,
instead of, like,
that's what I loved about it. Even after you beat the game, it was still an easy place. You just hit the play. You could dick around there. Just have fun.
Yeah, and if you play recklessly, it becomes harder, even in easier areas.
Yeah,
like
the red alert level, like the more destruction you cause, the more harder they're gonna come at you and more stronger. So
you can play really stealthily and like as much as possible play stealthily and kill as little people as possible, and the game could be really easy playing that way. Besides like some missions, like the tent missions for me, those odd jobs, those things.
Those ones are fun. I never had an issue with those.
They were really fun, but like I don't know why, but like one of them, I think it was in Takoshima. I was having a really hard time with because you had like 2 sections to like fend off, and
yeah, there was.
I don't know. That one was really hard for me. I went in the soccer for that.
Yeah, there's actually a bug I had with that one. There's a bug like where one of the guys went invisible or something, and they just kept hitting the tent. Like there's no one around it, and the thing just started getting destroyed. I'm like, what the fuck? No one's here. There was that bug, but yeah, I've never really had an issue. Normally, what I'd usually do is I'd guard the bottom spot until most of the shit's destroyed. I'm like, all right, that shit's destroyed. I'm gonna go up to the top part and only defend that spot. And then that's how I beat the mission. I just sat there and just waited. Just destroyed shit there. So yeah. All right. So the next question is well, not next question. Next thing is obviously more realistic and less cartoony. We went over that. We want it to be, we want it to be like, we don't want it to be like a goofy looking environment. We want it to look very like realistic and creepy in certain areas. And like again, like a lot of the characters in the game really do fit that genre. They do their job well. Like the soldiers in fucking Base A, they really hit you hard. They're like in Vietnam era, they're ready to fight. Albion, like they're obviously fucking like secret agent stuff, the secret service. Takoshima, like they're scared of lizards. Like that fits it perfect.
Yeah.
And Tunguska, they're going through a Cold War shit. They're going through fucking Soviet Union. It's fucking poverty everywhere. So they do it great. So like just keep it that way. Like the cartoony, I feel cartoony feel would ruin it completely for me. To be honest, it wouldn't really make it as good. It wouldn't make it feel like mature.
Yeah, the game is just a hyper hyper realization of of stereotypes and thoughts and thoughts and feelings of certain nations at that time period, but like it's obviously parodied and exaggerated heavily.
Yeah, they definitely. That's the thing. That's why I say like it shouldn't be cartoony, because they say some fucking funny and kind of messed up shit sometimes, and it would be kind of weird to have a cartoony thing and have like someone just make some stupid ass fucking remark.
You know, realistic people can say stupid things and act goofy and make like funny jokes, and they don't look goofy. My thing is, if you have them just looking goofy and stuff and unrealistic, it'll ruin the serious moments because
Yeah,
you won't be able to take things seriously when everything looks completely goofy and unrealistic. When if everything is if everything is realistic and exactly like the original,
Yeah.
Destroy All Humans 2 art direction,
Yeah.
it'll make everything fit more cohesively because with a more realistic art style, you can just the jokes will still hit. It doesn't feel jarring to see a person without buck teeth and a shotgun going, "Hey, let me kill me a varmint!" Like I don't know.
Yeah. No, I
It's
completely
like
agree. Like, it would totally kill the mood if Crypto looked like a little kid going on a voice box and say, is this Michael Hunt? Like, that would totally kill the fucking jokes that they have in the game. Like
I mean, most of our problems were with the NPC with the remake of the first game.
Yeah. That was practically really it so far. I mean, it still looked good. Don't get me wrong, it still looked good, but like some of the like jokes, like it wouldn't really hit as hard if it looked like more like it was meant for like a child to see. Like if it like Destroy Humans 2, like the art direction, like you said, it looked fucking perfect for it. Like it looked very fucking serious. Like the alien looked like he was evil, very serious, and then like out of nowhere, it cracks a joke and makes you laugh, and it's back to whatever you're doing. Like that was perfect. That's where all you needed. We didn't need it to be like over like cartoony, like looking like a SpongeBob cartoon. We didn't need it. Everything was going fine. So yeah, and we went over to still keep it goofy. The fucking jokes, they're still fucking funny. Don't remove any of the jokes unless like I understand like some of the jokes. Like nowadays, people are very very offended by a lot of like small remarks here and there. I understand they'd have to do something, but like at least like probably like, give like a warning at the beginning of the game saying that sometimes isn't or like it's just all for fun. This is like the game's all for fun.
This game stereotypes everyone.
Yeah, it's not,
absolutely
it's not
everyone
a form of
equally.
hatred towards a race or anything. It's all for fun. It's all just a game for fun. Just relax.
Race or nationality.
Yeah.
It's more about nationality than anything because they focus more on a nation's concerns with that time period.
Yeah.
That's mostly what it is. England with their fashion, Takoshima with giant lizards, America with communism, and Tunguska with basically Americans and the want for revolution, I guess, maybe.
Yeah. The crave for dominance, pretty much.
Yeah, dominance. We must rise above. I can't do an accent.
We must rise above.
Yeah, there. Thank you.
And now the next one. This one's actually a pretty cool one. So you know how like alert levels have those radio chatters, right? I feel it would be amazing if once they like they're going to call in backup, they actually go to the police box and call in backup.
Yeah.
So like if you're like at like a green level and like you start killing people, it's like all right, this is all right. They run to the police box, say all right, call in backup, and it brings in the blue alert level. And then there are guys coming to the shotguns, and they say, all right, call in the artillery, then bring in the army or whatever, and then they do the same thing like Space Invader. How many bases do we have left? Hinting to that you killed off Armquist and whatever. Fucking, and they saying like we're doing this all over again. So bring in the tanks, and then as soon as you get to red alert levels, like this is serious. Fucking like they want to get on the fucking horn of everything. Like they get onto like this fucking. I don't even think they had speakers at that time like on the fucking shit. But like it really sounds like it echoes through the whole entire fucking state. Like we here declare martial law, and like the soldiers are walking all across the streets and shit. I think that was fucking amazing how they fucking played that in every area.
Yeah.
Like they literally made it like red alert level. They made it like something to fear for, and I really
they made like a
I want them to make
They all
that
had an
same
immediate
thing.
oh shit moment.
And especially when the saucer, they actually completely change pace when you're in saucer. Like, oh shit. Like, I specifically remember there was one quote, I'm probably going to implement it here. He's like, the soldier goes, "Oh God, we're all gonna die." Oh God, we're all gonna die. Like, they completely change. Like, when you're on the ground, it's like, alright, I can handle this. But if it's a saucer, it's completely different. Like, he survived this long,
Yeah.
he's probably screwed. Like, half our city's gone. Like, I love that. Like, please keep...
Yeah, they feel a lot better when it's a little person running around. Yeah. Tell my kids I'm not their real father.
Exactly. But yeah, so just keep all that stuff in. Police box, I think, would actually be a great thing, just overall. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Another thing with a police box, I thought about this just now when you were mentioning like the police officers going to the thing to call for backup.
Yeah.
I just thought of if there's no like officers around when you're causing mayhem and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty cool if a civilian goes and calls for the police, calls 911 and stuff.
Yeah, like an urban
I
or
think
something.
that could be cool.
Yeah, like that's how you get the green level. They actually start the green alert. They
Yeah.
call it in.
And obviously, eventually, after you're killing a certain amount of people and stuff, and there's like no office, even if there's no officers around, you're killing a certain amount of people. You're eventually going to get an alert, even if you make sure that no one's at a phone, because
well, also
it's just gameplay wise, it has to.
Gotta progress, yeah. So
yeah, and because like, and you can chalk it off as like, oh, an officer down the like way down the street was hearing fucking explosions, so of course it's gonna have an alert.
Yeah, exactly, and that's actually, I don't want this to contradict the thing where when you destroy a building, it immediately goes to orange. I still want that to be implemented. We do not want that to be like,
yes.
Oh, they have to call, and then if you get them to stop, it doesn't happen. No.
There should be certain things that get you immediate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if you were like in a quantum deconstructor or you did the mind freeze thing, if you were to destroy things in Mind Flash, you'd still get the alert level once it ended. That would still stay. And if you were in a quantum deconstructor and you just got up and destroyed multiple buildings, it could either, if you get enough buildings, it would go immediately to red or stay at orange, or like high level orange, something like that.
Yeah, how the game worked with raising its levels like instantaneously worked pretty well.
Yeah,
and we're pretty understandable with like you're literally knocking down like entire buildings. Of course, the military is going to start showing up.
Yeah, and then if you destroy a military cruiser, obviously the military is going to be informed. They want to go check that out. Like, why the fuck are you attacking our fucking people? Then if you start attacking like heavy duty police officers, like a deputy or something, of course they're gonna want to bring in more cops to go and take you out. Like, you're taking out other cops, of course they're gonna come. Like,
yeah,
so yeah,
backup.
Like they literally made it so fucking well. I love it. We talked about the skins, how we want new skins and stuff, so we can skip over that. The gene blends, but less tedious. I talked about this before. I always thought that it was like tedious for like in order to get like certain things, like you'd have stuff at Bay City and you'd get everything at Bay City, but as soon as you go to Albion, you'd get the stuff for Albion, but you realize, oh, you didn't get enough at Bay City, you have to go back just to get this thing unlocked for like what, art concept or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think that's necessary. I think if it's not like a big thing, you shouldn't have to go back to other places to get more gene blending people. You don't have to go gene blend more people. If it's like an art concept, like if you unlock it at a certain area, you unlock it there, you only get people at that specific spot. So if like you get it and unlock it at Albion, you only have to abduct like people at Albion or something. If you're at if you unlock something for like a transmog tank, that is necessary for you to go everywhere because that would help you everywhere. Because transmogging tanks would help in every fucking thing, pretty much. It helps you get ammo, of course it would. So, and then the PKing tanks, same thing there. Fucking, it would be necessary to go everywhere else. But if it's and I kind of agree with the protect ability where you kind of do the same thing. Like you go around and like people that are like worthy of being used as a protection unit, I think would be good. And if like they do add in the tank thing, I think then they should also make it so you go everywhere for that as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, some of that stuff just would make sense. Like you can't, like, how would, like if you want certain people from certain areas to protect, like faster, or do free love faster, I feel like it makes sense that for those kinds of things, those area specific like genes that you need to get, makes sense.
And same thing with the the KGB thing. I'd understand you go everywhere for a KGB agent in the specific area.
You would unlock art through the gene blend, right? Just quickly.
Yeah, you do unlock art from gene blending.
Yeah. Yeah, if they take that out, because like a lot of people, they're just gonna upgrade everything, and then they might not have enough like genes done or ready to actually upgrade the things that like really matter for gameplay.
Yeah.
So I think throwing the artwork into something else like this, like the mid mission objectives, or maybe like just when you complete a mission, you might get an artwork or something.
Yeah, that'd be. Yeah, like as soon as you meet like Natalia in Albion, you unlock a Natalia fucking artwork.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that would work. As soon as you see the Blisk, you might get some Blisk concept art.
Yeah. Oh my god, on flashbacks to when I first listened to the fucking Solaris theme song when they started showing off the Blisk fucking beta art. Oh, that was so cool. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the next one, keep a Ragdoll Physics. Obviously, we want the Ragdoll Physics. That shit really added to the humor of Destroy Humans. Like, I know like people are using like real life bodysuits now in the game, but like Destroy Humans, the Ragdoll Physics was very, very important for the funny factor of Destroy Humans.
Yeah.
Like, I loved the fact that when you like kill someone, you could throw them up in the air and just shoot them, and they start spiraling around like a fucking propeller.
Yeah.
Like,
that was the best from the first game.
Yeah,
and
Ragdoll Physics. People say Ragdoll Physics is ass, but like Destroy Humans when it's literally a comedic fucking thing, like when it's supposed to be a comedic fucking to end a dark.
Yeah.
Thing. Like it's supposed to be serious, but it's like, but it's in a good way. Like it's alright to do because it's a game.
part of what makes it so funny is like it's because the characters are supposed to be like realistic and like you're supposed to take it seriously. Seeing them flip around so fucking like crazily makes it way funnier. Seeing them glitch in the ground and start spasming like in Destroy Humans 2 when they get stuck in the ground and they're just like twitching. That's fucking hilarious.
I fucking love that. Yeah.
I love those. Those are the kinds of glitches that are like non-breaking and they just non-game breaking and they just are so funny and like too much polish when it comes to the physics system like that. Might hurt the experience a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like how fun it is and how it like genuinely hilarious. My funniest moments, like in Destroy All Humans, haven't been from the jokes or anything. They have been from crazy ass shit that just randomly happens, just like by chance.
Yeah.
Like that, like the ragdolls and stuff. And I hope they. I don't know how they could do it, but like, because using Unreal Engine, that engine's pretty stable. I don't know if they can just like exaggerate some values, make them clip a little easier into things. I don't know, but that would just be funny. And that to me that is an element that needs to go into the remake, because the first remake it didn't really have that. They would you just throw them and they just kind of like hit on things. They would just bounce off.
Yeah.
It didn't have the same feeling.
That was the sad part about the remake of Destroy Humans 1. They completely scrapped the ragdoll physics.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you guys are actually, I know you guys like look a lot into community shit, and that's what you really like about the fucking community, on how like you guys are like, yo, this is a big fucking community thing. A lot of people love this game, so we're gonna look out for people. We're making this to try to, we're doing this video just so that we could help try to make this game better. We're not trying to ruin it in any way. We're just trying to help you guys perfect it way better than its original predecessor. We want to make sure it's great. So, so the Ragdoll Physics is probably a necessary necessity. Like we need that. It really is what made Destroy Humans really fucking. It really is what gave it its humor. The fucking Ragdoll Physics, along with the funny ass jokes after just blowing some shit up, is fucking great.
Yeah.
Like we really need that. If we just so if you guys actually are Black Forest and THQ, take this shit in mind. Take this stuff in mind. This is very important.
Yeah. And if there's anyone else that's watching this and wants to share it around, feel free.
Yeah, and want to give your ideas, put it in the comments. Like if it's a great idea and like I didn't even think of it, bro, I'll fucking put a heart on it. Like
yeah.
Like I'm not afraid to fucking do that, bro. It's a great idea.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
all right.
People with good things down there. I'll heart the things that are actually good ideas, but if not good ideas, I'll try to think.
So,
Continue.
Are we done with the ragdolls?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's one thing that I want to get to specifically, and that's how the remake of the first game handled its animation and how it was used a different method than the original game. The remake used like the remake used motion capture, which sometimes would give the characters like Crypto like a sort of a mascot effect, where they would feel more like a person in a suit than like an alien walking around and being exaggerated, because it's being hand animated. Like an alien's not going to move around like a human. Yeah. So like seeing, because like Crypto, like what I really liked from like Destroy Humans 2 and like stuff is like his idle animations. He would like bend in weird ways and like looked over his shoulder in weird ways. If he's just gonna stand there like the first game's remake, that just loses so much charisma and character from him, just like automatically. I want them for most of the game to hand animate it, because there are modern examples of Crypto being hand animated, which is like in the Midas Touch trailer most recently, at the very end where it teases the second game's remake. His expressions and stuff when he is like yelling at 137, "Are you done yet?"
Yeah. Like
that is very like characterized in his movements, and you don't really get that with someone walking around in a room.
Yeah.
So that's one major thing that will influence how the game feels on a narrative level. Not a narrative level, but like just how it all comes together.
Yeah.
Because it's just a big element to me, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with that sort of idea of it feeling like a mascot in a suit sometimes.
Yeah. I completely agree with that. 100%. I want to look I want them to put so much more detail into like the Crypto's characteristics. I don't want it to look like I get where you're going for. So then this actually kind of like a small little detail that I remember. Not a lot of people actually really pick it up, because it's like everyone's going blasting and they never get a chance to actually look. But if you go like and you like stealthily walk around, there's actually people that'll like start talking to each other, like hidden dialogue stuff and like hidden secrets sitting around the place.
Yeah.
I specifically remember one in the army depot. If you were actually to get into one of the bodies, there is two right next to the trucks, right on the other side near the mountain, pointing towards the mountain. If you go up to them, they'll start talking about on how hippies like shoved flowers into one of the guard's gun, and the guy was allergic to fucking pollen, and he ended up getting killed by it. And they were just getting fucking pissed off at fucking hippies, and that's why they're so mad or whatever. It was so funny. Like some of the shit is like this hidden stuff is like need to be added. Like it's so good. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like there was like scripted hidden events, and you could actually find them all over the game. And like there is in Taviska, there is in Solaris, they're in everywhere. You could always hear people
Just NPCs
chat.
talking.
Yeah, just chatting. Yeah. It was so
Yeah.
cool. Like they really put every fucking bit of detail into that game. Like I swear to God. Fucking yo, can you just get a clap for fucking Pandemic? Like, come on.
Yeah. For what, like 2006, 7?
Yeah,
Like
it's really early.
Like that's really good. Like they were ambitious. Like they pioneered like destructible stuff. Like
Yeah.
for like the saucer and stuff.
Like, bro,
Like how they destroyed
GTA
buildings.
look like a rookie. They really put shit into that.
Yeah. There's I don't know if we talked about this. But there are NPC interactions in terms of their how it makes sense how they fight each other.
Oh, I'm getting into that
Is
in
that
a
your
little bit.
thing?
Don't you worry.
Okay.
That's my favorite part. Bring back old controls. I love the old controls. That's actually what kind of upset me in the remake as well. How you couldn't change your control setup. I agree that they should have a new controller setup style to play like the newy control setup. Because you can have one. Because I remembering I always was gonna play like, all right, this Strong Human's gonna be this layout, and it was completely different. Like the layout was completely different. The different button was to open up the weapon wheel, and from the original button. And I was kind of upset about that. And you couldn't. There was no layout where I could bring it from the old school to the newer dated controls. I was kind of upset by that. But I think I'm gonna sneeze. Never mind, it's gone.
Yeah, I remember when we first started playing the remake. That was one thing that I remember he mentioned something. Dylan mentioned something like that about the controls, just like they're being like a bit too different, and how the system is different. It wasn't.
Yeah, some of the
was
buttons
liking.
some of the buttons were in the same spot, but like not everything. Like it was like normally you'd hold LB, and then you'd press triangle to pick stuff up, or you'd press spam B or circle if you're on PlayStation to use free love, and then like I'm upset that they changed that. Like they need to re-bring that back. Like they need.
Yeah.
Like you can keep the newer control setup. I'm not saying you have to change it, but at least let us be able to choose whether we want the old school or the newer dated style. That's it. You can keep the style. We just want different setups.
My issue with the new system is the good thing I like about it is like it does feel like snappy and fast to use when you get the hang of it, but I really liked to hover over somebody and sit there and decide what I want to do with them.
Yeah.
And how it would just the buttons were there and it had the text of like what it does, just like you just click a button and it does that thing. Like you can do that plenty fast in the original game, and I think giving it's just to me it's a little bit more detail actually, because I can sit there and look at what I want to do. Do I want to hypnotize? Do I want to like PK him, mind or read his mind? Like I don't know. It's just it feels better to me, and I would like the option to do that.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be going above and beyond, because I feel like they did at least they did the modern controls good, even though they're different.
Yeah.
They did them good. So I don't think it's an absolute necessity, but it's something that would be a really cool option for people who really like the original game's control layout.
Yeah.
For picking picking abilities to use and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, the next thing is I think we kind of talked about this earlier. Keeping difficulty in every stage and how it progresses every new place we go. I really liked on how like when you start off in Bay City, like it's an easy thing to build up on once you get all your shit together, then it's easy to go through. Then Albion, it gets a bit more tougher when you go in, since it's obviously a new area and their bullets are a bit more damaging towards you.
Yeah.
And you also gotta get the new layout of that place as well. And then once you go into Takushima, shit goes fucking crazy, especially in the late game. It gets very, very difficult.
Yep, with the ninjas.
Yeah, the ninjas and their tracking throwing stars. The soldiers with their extremely fast fire rate weapons. And then the Yakuza with their shotguns that'll knock you down. The rock launchers that's gonna hit you right in the ass once you jump up. Like
those mini military bases in Takushima, those little like setup areas, they would destroy me all the time.
Yeah, you'd run in, the AA guns would track you, and you're done. Everyone would just swarm you in seconds.
Yeah.
I really liked how they set it up the difficulty, and especially when you're in Takushima and you get red levels, you're not gonna last long. That's what I really liked about. Again, their alert level was one of my fucking favorite things on how they set it up. Like
I think having an area that is insanely difficult like that little military setup area is really like you would think it'd be like unnecessarily like hard area that you have to avoid, but like you can choose to avoid it, or you can go in there and have a challenge.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that freedom there, because you have to plan around it. Mm-hmm. You can't go fly directly over it sometimes.
Yeah. So now we're getting into the one that you were talking about and my personal favorite, the AI fighting interaction. My favorite fucking thing in the game, aside from dicking around. Well, this is part of the dicking around, but not me dicking around. I would always get into like I'd body snatch someone and like get a bunch of Blisk to follow me, right? And I'd go up to the base and I'd get them to follow me, or I'd bring like a whole entire military cruiser and bring it up to the base and drop it and let them jump out. The fucking soldiers, once they jump out and they were at the base, they'd actually run out of the base away from the Blisk and they'd chase them out. But then you bring them down to the fucking, and then they'll start fighting on each other on the mountain. But if you bring them the Blisk all the way down to the road, they're just gonna start fucking fighting each other and shit. And start like, the whole entire fucking war. Like tanks will come up out of fucking nowhere, start blowing shit up, causing fights and everything. And I fucking love that. It was so cool having like
NPCs have their own alert level. It feels like.
Yeah. And sometimes like they'll even completely ignore you and go for the totally different target. Like, you know what? You're not. I know you're our main target, but this guy's being a real dick. We got to pay attention to him. He's actually causing trouble.
Yeah.
So and actually going into the Kajira fight. That was my fucking favorite fucking thing about that, was that no one cared about you. They only cared about Kajira. The tanks ignored you, and the soldiers mostly ignored you. There's a bug where they'd always lock onto you, but if you got them close enough, they'd go right for Kajira right after. They'd completely ignore you.
Yeah.
That's what I loved. I'm like, they never fucking focused on you. They always went for the fucking, for her. So, and it was so cool, because after you actually beat Kajira, they'd actually still not aim at you. They'd still be looking for Kajira right after.
Yeah.
After you beat it.
They're still alert and like high tense, like they're tense.
That was like...
They're like, you know what? Holy shit! We just took that thing down. We're done for the day. They just keep driving, and they don't care that you're there. They're like, we survived that.
We just fucking did that. Holy shit.
And Crypto, like I personally, because they weren't attacking me, I wouldn't really attack them back. So like right after, it's like everyone's exhausted after a big fight and they're just like going home.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing. You don't really need to attack them unless they're attacking you, and they really never do that. Like you're actually allied forces at that point.
Yeah. just temporary allied forces. You had to cooperate with each other, and I think that just the brilliance of the NPCs being able to determine threats and like what is best for me to shoot at this moment is really cool, and this is another element of that. It makes sense as well who targets who, and who would just naturally start fighting who.
Yeah.
Like, obviously the Blisk and like the soldiers, they will just start fight. Like not the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you have like people who are natural enemies in the game, they're going to fight each other.
Yeah, like the black ninjas and white ninjas are gonna attack each other.
Yeah.
I also liked always having. I actually used to do this. I used to go to the white ninja Zen temple, and used to throw. I would get so many fucking ninjas grouped up with each other, like about like fucking 20 or 30 of them, right next to each other. Like I'd keep turning around and getting more to respawn, right? And you know how would spawn at the top, right? I'd grab a bunch of them, throw them down, and once I'd always turn around, there'd be more black ninjas, and 40 fucking white ninjas just fucking run right out and just fucking beat the ever-living shit out the black ninjas. It was so funny. I loved it.
And that's just due to spawns.
Yeah.
Oof.
I also did this thing, and actually I think they should make something like this with the AI battle. They should do more of stuff like that. Like there is some things like there's actually a fucking I think there was a few missions where like fucking there was one in fucking there was like 3 in Bay City. Like one of them, like the army and KGB were fighting each other when you were trying to escort shit. They were fighting between each other.
Yeah.
And then there were also like there's that giant. Remember when you went to go and take out that hippie guy that was sitting at Cult Tower, and that giant fucking hippie van with a fucking minigun on it?
Yes.
That thing was overpowered, by the way. That like it would literally go by military and just fucking guns him down. Like I thought that was so fucking cool.
Hippie van with a fucking turret on it.
Yeah.
That's part of the humor of the game. It's just so fucking like juxtaposition.
Yeah.
It's a hippie van with a turret on it. There you go.
Yeah. And then there was in Albion, there was one where like the secret agents and KGB would have a war beside the embassy. And then my favorite mission, my favorite odd job ever, is on the behind the army depot on the giant mountain. There is a Russian spy up there and all the army and all the good guys would actually run up into the fucking area and start fighting the other soldiers to get to the top. And now in the remake, I really hope they make it so like if you stay in a body long enough and no one detects you, or if someone like detects you, like, and you imagine to get out of their way and you get into another body, like they'll focus on the fucking, like they'll focus back on their mission and try to get up at top of the fucking thing. There'll be like waves of enemies that'll continue trying to get up there. So if you wait long enough, they'll actually do the mission for you. I think that'd be fucking cool. Because I personally love AI fighting interaction. Honestly, it's so cool to see people actually do stuff too. Like you're not the only person that's wanting destruction. Other people are fighting as well. Like it's a real world fucking thing. It's a real world event.
Yeah, it makes the game feel more alive.
Yeah.
They're not just gonna stand around. Mortal enemies aren't just gonna stand around like next to each other and just walk by each other. They're gonna fight.
It's also like how if you bring people into the fucking military bases, they'll actually shoot at them on sight. Like they'll not hesitate and they'll fucking shoot them dead. Doesn't matter who it is, except for some cops are fine. Except in Tokushima, they don't care. They fucking shoot them.
They'll kill you.
Yeah. Yes. Well, it's a military base. You're not allowed in anyway. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's really cool. I hope they do more things where there's AI fighting in it. Mission freedom. We could totally agree on mission freedom.
Yes.
Like it's kind of going on with the Kojira thing. Like we could decide on what we want to do. We could either fight her in the saucer, or we could fight her on the ground. ground would
Yeah.
make it like more intense and more badass, and in the fucking saucer you gotta avoid her fucking attacks and try to destroy the city before she is able to regenerate and whatever.
Yeah, and I think it's every mission you can almost every mission you can decide to go in the saucer or stay on foot.
Yeah, exactly.
And whether sometimes it's just like way worse to go in the saucer, and sometimes it's way better to stay on foot.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a learning experience. Sometimes the game will prompt you, be like, Crypto, your guns will do better on the ground, or something like that.
Yeah, it said that in Takushima, like you'll probably do better in the saucer because it's obviously a saucer. You're gonna have a lot more air support.
Yeah.
And you can like transmog all the tanks and stuff and keep hitting them with fucking sonic booms. But if you're on the ground and you're actually able to hit them in the fucking, because you're in the neck with the disintegrator rate, it would drain her health rather quickly if you hit her in the right spot. So it was pretty cool. Also,
Yeah.
can we just quote on how like during that boss fight with Kojira, it's like, you don't want to look bad in front of your ninja groupies, do you? It's like, I'm not worried about my ninja groupies. I'm trying not to get my ass stomped. Like, he doesn't care about the soldier. He cares about taking out Kojira first. He doesn't care about anyone else. So it's like kind of like everyone's teaming up against the fucking giant lizard. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. The only thing that's needed is a bunch of ninjas to start running at the... Nah, that might ruin it. I don't know.
I mean, technically, that's the thing. If ninjas were actually brought to her attention, they probably would attack her too. That's the thing. Well, also
Honestly,
probably the
yeah.
soldiers and stuff too, because well, it's fucking ninjas. They don't care. They're evil.
Oh, imagine the remake if they change her layout path so she like runs to different areas of the map
Yes,
that we haven't
because
seen.
remember, after she went to the military base after getting out of the water, she never went back to that area. She never went to Zen Temple
Yeah.
or anything. She only went to the like downtown.
I wanted to literally jump onto Zen Temple and go in the middle.
Yeah, like shit like that. That'd be fucking cool.
That'd be really cool. Swim to the fucking island of that random base. I don't know. Just
Yeah, like
like she went back in the water. Where's she going? Follow her.
Yeah.
Follow her, Crypto. Like let's see where she's going. I
Yeah,
don't know.
and then again, like the mission freedom, it also makes missions different too sometimes. Like
Yeah.
that mission I was talking about on the fucking hill, right? With the
Uh-huh.
military fighting each other. If you go into the saucer, there's much more tanks hunting you down. If you go into the saucer, there's a bunch of SAM sites, surface-to-air missiles, locking onto you the whole time, like on that mountain.
Mhm.
When you're on the ground, there's only like 2 of them there. But if you're in the thing, there's like fucking 50 spewing about.
Yeah, and when you're in the saucer, you're more likely to burn people who you want to progress up
Yeah.
the mountain.
So, and it's kind of cool. Actually, there's a glitch. Remember the glitch I was saying where like the SAM sites would lock onto the guy on the ground?
Mhm.
There's actually a bug where you actually, if you were in the saucer and you beat the mission and you got down, there would actually be a SAM site by the army depot still sitting there, idling. It wouldn't move. And if you ran up to it, it would still be locking onto you, and it would just start tracking your every fucking move. It wouldn't shoot. It would just look at you.
Stare at you. That's ominous.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, dude, that's I fucking love it. So it's horrifying.
Oh my god.
And I even tried jumping in the air because it's like an air thing. Like, if I jump, am I gonna die?
Oh, kind of like Destroy All Humans 1, where like if you go in the air, the turrets
Yeah.
will fucking
Yeah,
will
I
just
thought it
start
was
shooting
like
you.
that, but it didn't do anything. No, it didn't do anything. I wish they did that. It'd be
yeah.
cool. Then also you keep collectibles. That's necessary. That's a necessity. Like that's a way to progress and get the Burrow Beast and upgrades.
Yes.
So, and also new
Collectibles are
weapons.
fun.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Like it gives you something to do.
Yeah.
And so then there's also keeping dialogue choices before the mission starts. So when you go to start a mission, you can talk and choose what you want to say. That's a necessity. Like
Yeah.
that shit was. You can
There's
really choose
because
if you want.
there's so much opportunities for funny lines to be said. You just have to keep
Exactly.
it.
Like you make small talks, insult pox. Just make small talk, insult pox, or start missions.
Yeah, just yeah.
Or just ask to repeat the mission because you're such a dick and you want to piss off pox again.
Can you repeat what you just said? Like everything? Can you run me from the top?
Yeah, exactly. So funny. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, I wish if you did that like 2 or 3 times, you'd get like really mad and give me dialogue.
Oh my god, that'd be
That
great.
would be a good addition.
Yeah, that would totally be a good one. Now this personally, obviously, I'm pretty sure they're gonna keep it, but like this was like an important thing to me when it came to like when you got to like the alert levels and everything. Keeping alert level radio chatter.
Yes.
I fucking loved all the shit they would say. He's like, he had a girlfriend, a wife, and more children, and more children. Where the hell's the damn backup?
I love the voice. Keep everything that allowed you to hear good ass voice lines. Like, please.
Like, Bay City had so many good ones. Albion had some great ones. Fucking Tunguska. We're doing martial law even more than usual, or whatever the fuck it said.
Yeah. We declare more martial law than usual. Something, I don't know.
Yeah, I forget the line right now because I haven't fucking played that sound clip in like a fat minute. But yeah, it's fucking great. Make sure that I think we talked about this one. Make sure that you don't ruin the style of the areas. Like, make sure Bay City still fits in the Vietnam fucking very very up fucking tight soldiers, very violent. Make sure Takushima looks
passive
pretty
aggressive.
and they're still like very Japanese-esque, like following their fucking people and everything. Just make sure it just fits their fucking style. That's just it.
Yeah.
Make sure Tunguska is more creepy with the atmosphere. We already went up over that with the Yetis and everything. Possibly remake dialogue or make new ones. If the I would love to have that happen if they end up getting more developers, not developers.
Takashima needs to be lively and energetic.
Yeah. That is like we really fucking need that. Like, Takushima is just such a fucking beautiful place. Like,
Solaris needs moon gravity, possibly.
Yeah. Actually, that'd be great. Like, if Crypto would jump, he'd have like a higher jump, fucking thing. That'd be
yeah. Oh, could you imagine like boosting with that, like using the skate?
Oh.
You can literally like ride the fucking air for a while.
Oh, that would be sick. Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably gonna keep the skate of the first of the remake. I wouldn't mind that. It's really good for travel.
Yeah, but then at the same time, like, actually, never mind. Yeah, never mind. Because you can choose whether you want to hover or skate in the first one.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, but then what about the ion detonator fucking boost thing? They still technically kind of kept that in the remake.
Yeah, but with the
you just had to get it in the right area. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hope they actually keep that boost in the remake of the second game, because that helped me get across the game way easier. And I think that's actually, I don't think that's really a bug or a broken thing. I think that's just like, I think that's fine overall.
Game momentum. Honestly, it's a fun thing. Like, obviously, an explosion behind you will propel you further.
It's very smart. It's very smart on the logic side of things.
That's why I hope the specific bug in Destroy All Humans 2, which you use all the time, is when you drop an ion detonator down and you wait to ignite it and you start your jetpack up and you start flying and then you hit the button to make it explode and you go flying across the map.
Yep, you should go
it is
forward.
Great. Yeah.
It's very useful to get your missions done, especially when it's a timed thing. It really helps.
Yes.
But yeah, so then the possibly remaking dialogue or making new ones. I would love if they the original voice actors would come in to make more voice lines for this. Like I said, like, the game wasn't completely finished yet. They could totally come back and add like all the new stuff that they wanted to add originally, but they couldn't because they were on such little time. I would love if they actually like brought Crypto and Pox to make more voice lines, or possibly make more missions with the guys. That'd be pretty fucking cool. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
I think we went over side mission objectives. About beating a fucking... about killing someone with a fucking chicken.
Yeah, we did go over that.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, side mission objectives, like, get certain kills with, like, a truck or something, flatten someone, something like that. Building interiors. I remember in Destroy Humans, like the second mission, you go and meet not Shamalama, you meet Coyote Bongwater in one of the houses, and Crypto walks into the building. And after a KGB threatened him, he jumps out the window. I really wish that there was a thing where like you could go up into that window again and fly into the room again, and like just explore the room. Or just have like there's some open areas in some buildings where you could walk in and just look in. Like nothing's there, you just look in and you see some cool shit. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But not every.
There could be something cool, like say if they do add a new gun, there could be like a hidden artifact in there, like in his fucking closet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
like a gun that like he modified or something and made it like look like a hippie thing, and then like you just got the gun.
Yeah.
The artifact and whatever.
Ooh, this one. Possible reload animations.
Ooh.
Because like you know how you end up running out of ammo and you grab something off of the transmog thing. You could animate. I always thought like the disintegrator ray, how it would work is like the little glass pod on where you'd have your fucking ammo cartridge.
Yeah.
The glass would slide open and it's actually a liquid thing where you pour in the shit and then it closes and then you fire it, and that's why it disintegrates them so quickly. It's like liquid fire shooting at them. That's why
it's like you're shooting the sun at them.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that would be good.
I would like that.
Yeah, having like a reload animation for some of the weapons that obviously would work.
Imagine like the Zap-O-Matic, like once it runs out, like the battery starts spinning at rapid fucking speeds, and then once it's done, it slows down back to its normal pace.
Yeah.
And then like the anal probe, like you pop off the back part and put in the other piece, and then the thing starts spinning. The front part starts spinning. The gastro thing, you just take out the disc and put it back in. I feel like the dislocator, I feel like after the disc breaks, it would just reform back in the thing.
Was the dislocator self-reloading? Because I feel like
it was.
I'm not like no, I mean like the weapon itself, like in game was supposed to be. I meant like if I remember right, when you shoot it, doesn't the little pliers, don't they go like in?
Once it breaks, it reforms. It comes back.
Doesn't it just like slide out, or does it just appear there? I don't remember.
It flies out and it just appears once it breaks.
I'm talking about when it reloads. Does it reappear there like
appears.
instantaneously?
Yeah, it just comes in.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it just like comes out of somewhere and expands.
That'd be kind of cool if Crypto fucking pulls out a disc and shoves it back into the thing, just aims and just fires again.
I don't know. I feel like if it's like a little disc that like comes out of like,
or it spits out a disc and then it grows into the thing. And
and then it gets bigger.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
I feel like that would work. Because I feel like that gun is supposed to be rapid fire. If you had to reload it every time.
Imagine the ion detonators, like he loads shells into it and fires them out.
Like some sort of fucking. Could you imagine a shotgun upgrade for the ion detonator?
Holy shit! That'd be like the fucking the Destroy Humans Path of Fearon one. Like he shoots.
Yeah. But it would feel more like a shotgun, like a explosion, like to shoot it out.
Now I don't know how the Meteor Strike will work with that.
Oh, I didn't think about the Meteor Strike at all.
I think it's more like it's like a like it's kind of like you know
Please leave a crater.
Well, the thing behind it leaves a marker and rains something down, so it's like so I don't think there'd be a real animation for that, so I think we just cross it out.
Yeah.
The Burrow Beast, I think it just really regains its ammo. I don't know how you really would put in the ammo for that one. I mean, it summons its own fucking creature, so I don't know how that works. But I'm sure someone will think of a great idea up in the studio if they do end up.
Do you remember those on the mission where you have to repair you repair the saucer and you have to go in those like get the parts from like the crater?
Yeah.
It would be really cool if they could figure out some like terrain destruction that like stays around a little bit.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
Like so when you use your meteor gun, it leaves like it'll leave a crater for a little while.
That'd be sick.
Places where it makes sense and where they can do it. I don't know if they can do it on the road, because like they would have to make a separate like interaction for the road, for the grass, for the dirt, for the snow.
Yeah, of course.
Like I don't know exactly how they do that. It sounds hard, but it'd be extremely cool if there was a crater that would be there for temporary at least.
You wanna know what'd be kind of sick? So kind of this would be like a fucking kind of like a nature destruction. So like if you were the fire disintegrator ray or a meteor strike comes by, it would actually light the shit on fire, or it just melt the snow immediately around.
Yeah.
I feel that'd be fucking cool.
This is okay. This is getting a little too realistic. Like, could you imagine using the death ray and you're like vaporizing the snow on the top of a mountain, and then the water starts melting and it literally runs down the mountain into a stream?
I don't mean it that realistic. I just mean like,
I'm just like dreaming now.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me.
I'm sure someone would end up modding something that fucking good into it. I'm sure.
Maybe, I don't know. That's really advanced.
Well, we don't know.
Most modern games don't do that.
The red alert level is something to actually fear. I think that would be like they actually make it like more fucking like it makes you want to change your fucking way of fighting. So like you have to start planning on like how the fuck to take them out, because because in Destroy Humans 2, like it gets more difficult for you, and I want it to like I don't know, like kind of make it harder for you to just go out and just go guns blazing. Or something like, I don't know how to really explain it, but I think like just make it something where soldiers are something you want to fear. Or like they could actually like taunt you, like, oh, you running now? What are you afraid of, or some shit like that? That'd be cool. And, what if like you destroy like a base city like way too much, and there's like no one left? Oh yeah, that'd
like
be cool.
what if they decide to nuke the place because you because like there's no one left, there's no point, then they decide to nuke and you're forced to move to a different location, otherwise like it's gonna be nuked.
Oh shit, I'd love that. That'd be so cool.
And as you're flying, and it'll play like a little special cutscene of when you're going to the next location. There'll be like a nuclear explosion in the background.
Yo, wanna be cool? That could actually blow the thing. Like that's a secret alert level.
Yeah.
It's a purple alert level. Like it's like
you hear the fucking nuclear sirens.
Yes. Yes.
That would be intense. Hearing sirens all of a sudden and not knowing what it is until you realize, wait, isn't that nuclear sirens?
like it's a dark purple alert up thing.
Yeah.
So you just hear the fucking sirens rev up.
Or like almost a black color, but it's like red.
And you
like
just
the red gets dark.
Well, yeah. So I can just hear the fucking soldiers. Actually, that quote of the soldier saying, "If I'm going down, I'm taking you down with me." That would be the perfect thing for that.
Yeah. That would be really fun.
Yeah.
But I would like it to be a thing that that the player could specifically know can trigger. Like know exactly. It's very easy to understand when it will trigger.
Yeah.
Because like what if you want to destroy everything and have like a wasteland and then just land your saucer and just walk around and everything's destroyed? Because I've done that where I just destroyed everything, lost my like wanted, and then like my alert level, and then just start walking around looking at the destruction.
Yeah.
Like what if someone wants to do that
and
not be interrupted by a nuclear siren?
So we're actually nearing the end of it. This next one is keep most of their jokes and funny humor. We talked about that one.
Keep all of it for me.
Yeah. This one's kind of a unique thing that I would always peer out and I think would be cool. If you actually were to do enough damage to them, like you drop someone from a far height, they'd actually fall down their soul or like just fucking particle effect of that, like, of their soul leaving their body as they fucking just die. I think was pretty cool. Because before, I remember I thought you said it was like, there'd probably be like a sign that they're, like, the animation rig just stops, and that is telling them that they're dead.
Yeah, I think when they die and it ragdolls, I think when they hit the ground, it does that like ground poof thing, and it plays that same sound every time. I think.
Yeah.
So it's probably that, but I guess I understand it does kind of give the effect that like when they die, their soul literally escapes them like a puff of air, like.
Yeah.
Like one gasp, one last gasp, I'm just like,
yeah,
dead.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. I love that. Now this was kind of your idea, the friendly fire and body snatch. If you like, what the weapon thing was actually a thing. If you were to start shooting people, they're like, "What the fuck's going on? Why are you doing that?" And then if they actually start catching on, it's like, "Wait a minute."
If you're a soldier. If you're a soldier, if you kidnap a soldier's body and you start shooting like other soldiers and stuff, and like no one saw you body snatch that soldier, so they just think it's like an accidental friendly fire for a while, but like after an extended period of time, they've realized like, okay, this person just shooting at us, so then like they're the enemy, then they start shooting at you.
Yeah.
And let's say like once you die, once your human body abducted body like dies and stuff, and you fly out. I feel like it'd be funny if like some of the soldiers might get surprised, like they'll like jolt back for a second, and they'll be like, ah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Then, obviously keep, once you beat one of the missions, you unlock the, secret artifact and Ferrotech Cell Finder, because that would help you if you actually want to go collect every one of the items.
Yes.
That was needed.
That was extremely useful to me, because, like, without it, I feel like for a while I had it without, for a while I didn't have that, and I had to look up, like, videos, but, like, once I actually had it, I didn't need like the locations. I could just go to an area, just fly around the whole map, and be like, "Oh, there's a dot."
Yeah.
And like it wouldn't be that tedious.
I never ever used YouTube to find. I just went around and found them.
Yeah, most of them I remember where the locations are anyway, so I don't usually need it.
Yeah.
But it is useful for the ones you forgot about, and like you see it on the map, and you're like, "Oh."
Yeah. And then this final one. Let the AI follow you around. Kind of like how, so like if you were like in a body snatch, right? I remember I said like I'd set up camp in that certain area, right? And then I'd jump out and blow them all up. I want to do it where that, like if you were sitting in this like little small alley, like this little area, like this open area, soldiers would come in and park their trucks and jump out and just set up camp in certain spots around you.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of make it like so you can't stay in body snatch forever. You gotta actually move around. So
yeah.
So I think it, and I also find it fun just having like a little camp of like kind of like a scripted event. How like people are setting up camp here, like it's a mission area, putting up fences and everything. I think that would be cool. And then once you jump out, you obviously blow them up and everything, and chaos starts going again. So yeah. So yeah, I think that would be pretty cool if like you just be sitting there and then all of a sudden trucks and tanks start pulling up and just keeping surveillance around the place. I think that'd be pretty cool. And that's about it. That's all the things. Did I miss anything?
There's just one little thing that I just want to mention with like the art and the collectibles.
Yeah.
So with the red collectibles, I think it's either you can throw all the art into the side missions.
Yeah.
And not the side missions, the main mission side objectives.
Yeah.
You can throw all the art into that, or you can split it up and make it a little bit more make it more give you more of a reason to grab the red collectibles.
Other than just the weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then it would give you art as well.
It already does give you art, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm saying just like split it up more, so
Just
it's
like
more.
just make it
useful.
so if you collect them, you'll get some. But if you do fucking side missions, you also get a bunch more art too.
Yeah, like more than one way to get art and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
Just I don't know, because then it just feel like it'll I feel like it incentivizes people a little bit more to go and collect those, other than like yeah, I don't know. I feel like it just gives more of an incentive to do everything as a whole, if everything is split across pretty evenly.
Yeah. Well, on that
And
note,
plus, you'll get skins as well with the side mission, with the side objectives. So there needs to be a place for some more of the artwork.
yeah, of course. Well, on that note, I think we're about done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, one last thing, maybe you could do some dev diaries. That'd be pretty cool, like the original. I think they did some dev videos of them talking about the development of it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love that. That'd be an absolutely awesome thing. I'd love that.
I love development processes of games as a whole, and when I found out that there was some for like Destroy All Humans 1, that was really cool to me. And I would love to see that again.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I think we're about done.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, thanks for doing this 2-hour video with me.
2 hours now.
2 hour and 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Still counting. Well, that was a good video. We got a lot of stuff out. We got even some new stuff out there that we were thinking of. The nuclear thing we didn't come up with before. That was fucking cool.
Sometimes just continuing on with ideas will just jostle your mind.
Yeah.
2 days in a row, Destroy All Humans. This felt way clearer than the last one that we tried.
Yeah, definitely. But it wasn't as perfected because I remember, like we got like we did it way quicker. Like I would say something and you brought in a better idea. I'm like, yo, that's a great idea. So and so. That's why it was quicker.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So we did good. Thanks, Aaron, for coming here to talk with me.
No problem.
Hopefully Black Forest Games and THQ, if you guys are watching, I really hope you take notes of a lot of these. These would fucking help the game a lot, I'm sure. Yeah, I feel it would make the game a lot more better. Not only for me, but for Aaron, but for literally everyone. It would make the game a lot more fun and more interesting to look into and just have fun playing overall. So yeah, guys. With that said, you want to say something?
Black Forest, if you are watching this and you are considering adding certain things, whatever's easiest for you guys to add the biggest experience, the biggest positive effect to the game, just go for that. Obviously, I doubt they can add everything we talked about.
Yeah.
I highly doubt they can. But if you can get some of the main things, it would just mean a lot to us personally, and I'm sure a lot of other fans.
Yeah.
And thank you for remaking our childhood game.
Yes, again, like a million times. Thanks. Like this is a dream come true. We've been wanting this to happen for so long. So thank you guys for bringing it to us.
There's been a thought in the back of our heads for so long.
So yeah, with that said, thank you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Peace.